Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to the summer transfer special of the Impossible Dream for the 23 moving into the 23-24 season. And today, as I said, transfer special, no games, just working through the summer and looking to build a team, hopefully, to get us, if not into the Champions League group stage, then maybe we can step up to the Europa League this season. I thought it'd be interesting to start by having a look at the all-time 11 of our time at the club. So Louis Gray is the goalkeeper. He's possibly leaving this season, almost certainly is leaving this season. Bakari, who may be leaving. Williams, who's not leaving. Denham, who's probably leaving. And Glennon, who's already left, is the back four. Gosset and Henry Jones, they're two of the originals. They'll be here for a while yet, I would imagine. Lee Molyneux, who's already left. James Waite will be staying. And Neto will be leaving. And Luke Bustenbrew up top. I mean, I don't think I disagree with him being the all-time striker of the club so far, but it might be time for him to leave. If we look at the bench, it's Callum Preston, which is interesting, but Connor Gosney, he'll be staying. Jake Nichols, who will likely be staying, but you never know who we can upgrade it right back with. Connor Parsons, who I'm undecided about. Vieira, who I'm undecided about. Liam Edwards, who's already left. And Damien Allmark, of course, future club legend, who will be staying at the club. Yeah, my plans for this transfer window, we haven't gone anywhere. We've sort of just back from after the end of season awards where we left off last episode. We do need to trim the squad. Next season is going to be a more regular season in that we're not going to have all, 2 months missing out in the middle of it with the Winter World Cup. So I'm thinking midfield is probably where we want to strengthen. Sam Vokes, I think my plan for Sam Vokes here is to try and get him in as a youth coach if we can, because he's good at working with youngsters and he's not fully licensed yet. So that's my plan for him. I'll negotiate that contract off camera. But yeah, there's going to be it's a really tight balance. The balance we've got to walk this transfer window is keeping that cohesion, upgrading the squad where we can as much as we can, but also making sure that we still have a core from this season that is going to be able to get us through the start of next season, because we know we have European qualifiers early on. We need to be good straight away. We can't afford to have sort of a slow start, or else we are going to find ourselves with a very disappointing European campaign. But anyway, that's where we're at. I'll try and keep things short and sweet. These episodes can go a little long, so we'll try and keep it on the short side. We'll be back when we have something to report. I cannot wait to hit the transfer market this summer. Watch out, Real Madrid. Bala is coming for you. Private number, who's this? Hello? Speaking. Oh, hi, Mr. Chairman. To what do I owe the honour? What do you mean there's a transfer embargo? Well, why didn't you try and sell the club before the summer? You didn't think of that. Unbelievable. So this could be a very short transfer special because we are now under a transfer embargo. Well done, board. Excellent time to have a takeover. Takeover rumours at Maz Tegrid, however you pronounce the name of the ground, gathered fresh momentum this week as the quarterfinalists of the Euro 2 Cup Bala Town are subject to a £1.4 million takeover according to 442. The Haverford-based consortium led by tycoon Pete Evans is reported to have stated they intend to invest up to almost £500,000. We have so much more than in the bank already, Pete. It's fine, mate. We don't need to invest your money. Just let me make transfers. The Bala Town board have placed a transfer embargo as a result of the rumours regarding a possible takeover. So this is probably a very good time to thank a new Patreon supporter of mine. Ben Sampson. Much appreciated, mate. Thank you so much. All my Patreons, they hold a special place in my heart. So again, just thank you so much. And if anybody else is interested, just link down in the description. But as I said, it's never expected, but it's always, as I said, greatly appreciated. So yeah, I'm not sure where this is going to take us, to be honest. Looks like the money for the facilities has been taken out of the finances. The finances are in such a good place. I really was looking forward to this summer. You can see we have 1.2 million to spend. We have a little bit of wage budget to work with, about $3,000 a week, $3,500 a week. That's actually new. I didn't realize that was there until just now, but there we go. That still might actually be last year's budget. I'm not sure to be honest. I didn't know we had a new budget. But anyway, this could be short and sweet because we're under a transfer embargo. Hooray! So So there we have it, a new club record. Louis Gray, 28 clean sheets is a new club record for Louis Gray. Breaks his own record of 25. I think that may even have been last season. If we look at Bala Town records, like I say, he's probably leaving at the end of the season, but he leaves with a record under his belt. Where are we here? Clean sheets. There we go there. Was that actually... If we go to clean sheets, can we do it from here? Most clean sheets in a season. Yeah, so he's getting better and better year on year. So it's a way it's a little bit harsh to get rid of him. And he's not definitely leaving. He has another year on his contract, but I just think we can do better. But anyway, Louis Gray, new record holder at Bala Town. Congratulations to him. Score me a goal, I'm the manager. Score me a goal tonight. Hello? Speaking. Pete Evans. Pete Evans. Why does that name sound familiar? Oh, right. The Takeover group. How is that going? It's done? Oh, wow. So does that mean I can sign players again? Oh, fantastic. Well, there we go. The quickest takeover in football history, I think. Consortium completes the Bala Town takeover. A lot has happened. It's only May 3rd in game. A lot has happened in the start of this special, isn't it? The transfer special. But Pete Evans has completed the takeover, which is fine. Evans has revealed that he is delighted by the deal and indicates he wants to make a difference for the fans at Maz Taggart. So that's good. A personal message from Mr. Evans. He informs you that $475,000 has been pumped into the coffers and a new transfer budget has been calculated. We'll have a look at that. Managing director, what's happening here? I've left the club following the takeover. Okay, so Nigel Ackroyd. Now, he's actually in real life. Nigel, please keep retweeting the series links, but unfortunately you've left the club in game, as has Gareth Moon, Ruth Crump, and Ken Edwards. Their replacements to the board will be Dylan, that guy, Eon Griffith, and Lewis Kendall. In line with campaign promises, bids have been submitted for... Is this a player? Okay, so why are we... we're going to have one of these owners, are we? To be fair, he looks like he might be okay. John Mellish. Ed Francis. A centre-back. I mean, I'm going to say we don't need centre-backs, but we might as well scout and see what we're getting there. So everything there looks fine. Transfer embargo lifted. If we're going to have an owner that is going to try and sign us players, this could be a problem. Ed Francis refuses to enter into... Okay, so that's fine. That's the centre-back. We'll scout him anyway. Maybe if the manager approaches him, he might be more open to it if he's any good. And to discuss the available transfer budget, increasing if you have my attention. This is a great idea. Let's do that. And what's our new transfer budget? We now have, £3.63 million to spend. It's going to be a fun summer, guys. Okay, just a very quick update here. Damien Allmark is off to the Under-20 World Cup. Well done, Damien. Have fun there. Let's see if he can bring back a trophy, continuing to develop into a nice little player for us. Other things that have happened, we have upgraded, or we have requested an upgrade to, let's go to Vision, it might be easier to see there. Where are we here? We're improving the data analysis facilities again, 24 grand. We'll add another antenna onto the roof and see how that goes. And we've also improved our youth recruitment. So that is now, everything is exceptional and exceptional. So as far as youth coaching and recruitment goes, we're there. We can't get any better. Now we've just got to work on getting these facilities up to scratch. But yeah, that's all happened. We're only at May 6th. What an episode this is turning into be. So much investment into the club. A little bit of other news actually is that Nice actually got knocked out of the Euro 2 Cup on away goals. Where is it here? To Lyon. So it's Lyon and Brighton in the final. But if we go back to the semi-finals, we can see there 3-3 on away goals. Nice got knocked out by Lyon. So they put up a good fight, but ultimately, they weren't good enough either. Okay, a few awards to catch you up on here. Now, Denis Gosset has set a new record for the Welsh Premier League. Average match rating 7.84 for 18 appearances. What a player he has been. It beat Reece Williams, so was previously a Bala record anyway, but 7.58. So he's absolutely smashed it. So well done, Denis Gosset, on that one. Now we have a few awards for the Welsh League. Now that's all wrapped up. Denny Biggs was Player of the Year. Now he was at the New Saints. He was on loan from Cardiff, and trust me, we're keeping a close eye on this guy because he looks a bit of a physical beast, doesn't he? So we might see if we can do a sneaky one to get him in for next season to play on that right wing. I've won Manager of the Year. Hooray for me. I think we've pretty much dominated that since we came in, haven't we? So well done us on that one. Director of Football is pleased with me, thank you, sir. Team of the season, Louis Gray and Ap Gareth, and that is it. I'm going to say outrageous, considering we were almost invincible. I think probably the reason for that is that we were chopping and changing so much with European games, and that's almost certainly the reason that's why the team is as it is. Jack Kelly, of course, formerly of our parish. He's made the team of the year, so well done to him. Otherwise, I don't recognise any other names there. And some team of the year bonuses in there as well. So well done to those guys. We have got our new budgets now for the new season. 3 million to spend. It was a little bit more than that. I put some into scouting so we can continue to scout the world. And just 40 and a half grand a week on wages, so we can almost double our wage budget. I really want to be careful here with how much we're spending, because at the end of the day, our stadium, we get 300 people a game. So if we have all these big wages and we don't, for some reason, have a good year in Europe or qualify for Europe in the Champions League, it could really, really hurt the club. So I'm very cautious with how much we're spending on wages. But yeah, 40 grand a week on wages could be very nice for us. Alright, just a quick update. The Euro 2 Cup has finished. Olympique Lyon won the final against Brighton. I forget what the score was. If we click on this, we should be able to see that. It was on penalties after a 0-0 Wonderfest. So there we go. So that was that. Now, I thought we'd do a quick wrap-up of the season. We did get some extra money in, just under 900 grand for the coefficient ranking pool. We'll have a look at the rankings in just a second. And also, so we've got just over £1 million in for that, so that's good. So again, that boosts the finances up yet again, and what a wonderful thing that is. Now, I thought we'd have a look too at the lower leagues of the Welsh system, because I know that everybody likes to have a look at that. FN Lido will be in Europe next year, having won the playoff thing. It's going to be Preston Town that come up. They got it just ahead of our feeder club, Ruthin. So that's probably a good thing. So I don't know if we would be able to, although they're still amateur, so that we don't get too much out of that, sending players down to train with them anyway, because I don't train. So that was the northern and the southern. It is Llanelli Town that came back up ahead of Met Uni and Haverfordwest, another one of our affiliate clubs there. So that is that. Now let's have a quick look at the what am I looking for here? The European coefficients. Now, Wales as a nation, we have to go all the way down here to 35th place. Now, we can see here that our coefficients, that's this season, so for next season, are going to be 14. So we are going to raise up a little bit, 1 or 2 spots here, probably just going to tuck in behind the Republic of Ireland and Hungary. So we're still a long, long way away. Republic of Ireland and Hungary, if we go down here to qualification places, we're still pretty much going to be in the same levels. We would have to get sort of, before it would affect us, we're looking all the way up here to sort of 17th spot before we sort of miss a round of Champions League qualifying. So that's not really going to affect us too much. But if we look at the club coefficient points, and let's scroll down here and see exactly, I actually haven't looked at this myself yet, and see exactly where we ended up here. Don't see Bala Town yet. There we are there, 145th spot. Now, we are going to have 23.5 points for next season. Look at that, 13 coefficient points we got this season alone. Now, 23.5 points, that is going to take us all the way up. Where are we looking here before we get to the 23s? That's low 23s. And still we scroll, wow. So we're going all the way up here to sort of, that's 26. We'd skip ahead of 1, 2. So we're looking at sort of just outside the top 60 clubs in Europe we're going to be up to now. That's going to really help with seedings for next season when we get to qualifying draws. So, well done us. So the new Saints have their new manager. It is Juraj Kuka. Now he's a Slovakian. I remember this guy as a player. Can we see what position he was at? He has been playing it in Italy at Serie A level, so he's obviously, a very very good footballer. Was he a goalkeeper? How do we find this out? I wonder. There's got to be a way, surely. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We can see there his attributes. I'm gonna say not great. We'll find out a lot about him next season, though, won't we? But there we go. There is a new manager at the new Saints, and it is it's Cocker. All right, we have had a first bid for one of our players, and it's problematic. It's Nebula that's come under a bid from MK Dons. We've rejected the offer. He wants to leave. So I came to the agreement with him that if he gives us 1 more year, I'll let him join MK Dons next season. It's the old Ronaldo clause at Man United, isn't it? But it's a bit of a calculated risk. In that, is MK Dons really going to come back in for him next year? Probably not, if we're honest with ourselves. They'll find somebody else to replace it, to play up there or with the position, won't they? And also, I'm thinking that maybe by this time next year, or even by the end of the summer, once players get released from contracts, that's kind of what I'm waiting for. We're June 9th in game now. We might even just be able to upgrade him in any case. Because he did really well for us last season. He was brilliant for us last season. 15 goals in the league, but 19 goals all up from 23 starts. He was an absolute, just a beast. But he's not the best striker going around. We could probably find somebody to do just as good a job. So we've rejected it for now, but I don't think we've seen the end of that. And there are some more bids, it looks like, about to come in for him here. From some Slovakian teams. I might be more tempted to sell if I can add on a sell-on fee, but as things stand right here, I haven't actually officially been offered these bids yet, but it looks like they're coming in. So that's that. Neb, we don't want to lose him, but if we do, it's at least it's early enough in the window we can hopefully get somebody in to replace him. The other news is that we did get offered the Wigan a job interview at Wigan. Obviously, we've declined that. We're not going anywhere, but it's nice to be wanted, isn't it? Alright, it is commercial budget summary time. Always one for the number men. We have 5 new deals valued at £300,000 a year, which is good. We have our new main sponsor deal, which is double the previous one, so that's good. Overall sponsorship is about 100 grand a year more, which is fine. The prawn sandwiches, we got an extra, 5 grand from that last year. Matchday revenues went up last year. Broadcast revenues went up last year. And competition prize money, 6.25 million, almost 2 million, over 2 million more than last year. Now, my favourite part, the shirt sales, we don't know who our favourite players are. Unbelievable. But we didn't sell that many, to be honest. So maybe that is why. We've got our new scouting budget there as well. We're getting to the point, definitely need to improve that though, but hang on, let's get this now. We need that up somewhere towards 600,000 to scout the players I want to scout. There we go. So that's that done. We're getting to the point now, June 12th, where where sort of contracts will start to come up. Loan players will return to their parent clubs, and we can really start to get some signings going here. There will be multiple signings of that. I can't promise you, but I want multiple signings. Alright, we have breaking news and we have a first signing of the season. Adam Maurice, a 17-year-old promising winger. We're signing him from Aberdeen. It'll officially go through, you can see there, July 12th when the window opens. Or might be when he's 18. No, it should be within the UK, so that should be fine. But anyway, Adam Maurice, £20,000 up front. You can see some add-ons there that might take it up to £33,000. We're going to pay him £1,400 a week, which is... It's pretty much, that's almost as least as we can sign a player for. It seems that everybody that we're sort of looking to sign, very few will go below sort of £1,200 a week. Let's have a quick look at him here. I think we've signed ourselves a nice little player. What really appealed to me here was his physicals. It looks like he could be a really quick, nimble player with the agility and acceleration and balance. So he can dribble, he can cross. He's left-footed, which is good. So he's basically the new Neto, and he's definitely an upgrade on Neto. And hopefully, we'll see him get better as well. If we look at the scouting report, he is potentially a 5-star player for us. So I think that could be a good deal for us. So time will tell. And he'll come in about 2-3 weeks' time when the transfer window opens. So that's Adam Maurice. Now, a quick update on Mr. Allmark, who was, of course, at the Under-20 World Cup final. So we can see here the final was won by France, but how did Mr. Allmark get on, I hear you ask? Well, Wales in their group. They did get through. They're going to Australia. They did get through their group. There we go. They topped their group with Nigeria, New Zealand, and Iran. So you'd expect them to do that. They then went into the second round, where they beat in extra time Mexico. Now, if we have a quick look at this, Mr. Allmark did get the first goal in extra time. So well done to you. And then if we go all the way down here to the quarterfinals, unfortunately, they did get beaten, and beaten rather well by England, and Allmark was not one of the stars on that day, unfortunately. But if we have a look at the goal-scoring charts, he did get himself a couple of goals. Where are we here? If we go down, Mr. Allmark, equal 14th, with 2 goals from his... how many minutes did he play there? 137 and a half minutes. I think that's supposed to be a half. As opposed to 50 minutes. Yeah, it is. So there we go. Not a terrible return. 2 goals on the world stage. So well done to Mr. Allmark. Okay, breaking news, and it's sad news. Seb Neb has left. He was only ever here for 1 season. In the end, he was unhappy despite sort of the agreement we came to. So I just decided, you know what, mate, you can go. We got £60,000 for him up front, potentially an extra 10 as well. Yeah, so it would have potentially rise to 70 grand. We got a 50% sell-on clause as well. So it should be 80 feet. Maybe we got 40. I can't remember exactly how it was structured. We must have got 40 up front, 20 in installments, and then 10 after 50 games. 50% sell-on clause. That was kind of the clincher for me. I do think there is a chance that he could go on and be valued quite highly and move onto a bigger club again. So kind of had the future in mind with that one. But Sebnev has left. But we also have the Champions League draw today. So let's go and have a look at this and see who it is we are going to be getting in the first qualifying round. Now, look at this. We are the third highest seeded team in the draw. So that's good. So we can't get Legia Warsaw. Let's have a look at who we could get here. If we can just scroll down there, please, game. So behind my head, we have Karabag, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Dundalk, the Irish team, CSKA Moscow, AIK, the Swedish team. We've got a Lithuanian team there, a Macedonian team, San Marino or Andorran. We'll take either of those, please, game. Apoel and Limassol. Now, we've played them before, haven't we? I can't remember if we beat them or not. We've got Maribor, Torino, Albanian team, Slaven Bratislava, Riga, what are they called? Montenegrin team, the Icelandic. Now we smashed them, didn't we, in qualifying for the Euro Cup a few seasons back, and a Moldovan team there as well. So let's have a look here, see who we get. Obviously the lower teams down the rankings will be the ones we'd like to get. Ideally, we would avoid Maccabi Tel Aviv, I think, and a couple of the other bigger teams there. But yeah, we'll just kind of see how we got. We got Maccabi Haifa, didn't we, in the Euro League last year. This is probably one we don't want, and we don't get them. So that's ideally. Here we go. So we've got a Finnish team, HJK of Finland. I'd like to say that, it's Champions League, so it's never going to be easy. But this is the first qualifying round. We were expected to get to the second qualifying round. I would say that could be easier. Let's draw all teams here. Let's get that finished. Let's have a look at what we have. HJK of Finland. Finnish league obviously isn't, though we want players, not draw. We know who we just drew. So they're mostly grayed out. That's probably a good thing. There's a Canadian in the team. What was that? Ghanaian, I think that guy is, isn't he? Yeah, I've come across him before. He looks a decent player, doesn't he? Although a little bit older, perhaps. And Otto Huutonen, a young goalkeeper there as well. So it could definitely be easier, but there we go. That's what we've got. Now we've got the second round coming up here as well. There's no point really looking at who we could draw because it's so opened at this point, isn't it? But let's see who potentially we will get ourselves in the next round here. Now this is where we got knocked out previous years, isn't it? We've never won a second tie in the Champions League. So yeah, waiting with bated breath here to see who we do get. Here we go. We're next out, and it is doable, I would say. Very, very doable. The Montenegrin team, you would expect Maribor to beat them. Maribor, we have seen them in Champions League groups, the group stages before, haven't we, in recent times in real life. But I would imagine that they would be the team to get through, and they do actually have some players here as well. So that's not going to be the easiest. That looks like a good young defender. We won't worry about too much now. I've seen this guy before. He was at, where was he? I've signed him before in the league. Now, where has he been? Is it just that I reckon Newcastle? That's where I recognise him from. He was at Rangers. That's right. It all comes back to me now. So there we go. That is our Champions League path plotted for hopefully the first two rounds. Let me know what you think in the comments. Will we get past the Finnish side? I really hope so, or else that's going to be disappointing, isn't it? Alright, well, this is nothing more than just a massive gloat by myself, but look at this, 13th, unlucky for some, but what a season that was. Go on, Aussie villain. Okay, breaking transfer news. We have signed a replacement, maybe not direct replacement, but the new Nebula, Bruce Anderson, a young Scottish lad. We've signed him. We're paying him $1,100 a week, which is fine. The fans say he's a C signing. I think he's better than that. Hoping he can score a few goals when called upon. Turns out to be a successful signing. Let's have a look at him. We got him on a free transfer. We've beaten off a few other Scottish clubs to get his signature. Can we compare him to Nebula, I wonder? He's not here anymore, is he? Semvergs, Nebula. Let's compare him to Nebula. So here we go. We can see him here compared to Nebula. Now, Bruce Anderson does have a little bit of space to grow, but Anderson in the blue, Nebula in the green, there's not too much between them. In terms of vision, attacking, and technical, which you could argue are sort of the better attacking attributes, Anderson's actually better. So yeah, I think we've done okay to sign him, to be honest. I'm not displeased with the signing. What's the quickest way to get back into his? Here we go. He's a better finisher than Nebula is. Maybe he's not as good in the air, but he's physically not too bad. I think he's fine. I really, really do. He can play as a pressing forward or as an advanced forward, as a false 9 even. He could play on the left if we needed someone to fill in over there and do a decent job. He can play on the right as well. He's right-footed. So there's a little bit of room there. We signed him. He had been at Motherwell, obviously left on a free. You can see they hadn't done too much, to be completely fair, in Scotland. But let me know what you think in the comments. I don't think he's a bad replacement for Sebneb. Okay, transfer window has opened. We now have officially signed 3 players that we knew were coming in. Ryan Burke, who we had on loan, of course, last year, officially becomes a Bala Town player. 1.6 grand a week we're paying him. Hopefully he'll be a good signing, rated a B signing by the fans. Sam York, a youngster that we signed. For Appin Litter, we poached him from, I think. I think he's going to be a real star for us. And we're only paying him £110 a week as well. So that's good to see. And then, of course, George Ratcliffe, a B- signing for the fans. £600 a week, backup goalkeeper. Potentially he's quite good. I think it'll be him and Louis Gray as things stand. Will battle it out for the number 1 shirt again this year. I'm thinking maybe Ratcliffe just has the edge this year, just because he has more potential and he's actually our player now as well. We might want to look to try and kick him on a little bit more if we can. And a lot of 9s and 8s down here that could, if they turn to 10s and 11s, suddenly he looks quite the player. So now that the window's open though, we can look to get some loanees in as well. Yeah, there's going to be some signings, some more signings. It's just a matter of who and when. Very quick update here for you on players that have been released. Jordan Garrick, we've let him go. He never really did it for us, despite the fact he's supposed to be quite good. We did end up letting Sam Vokes go. He didn't want to be sort of a part coach as well as player. And I just think we have that youngster Buckland coming back in who can play as a target man. I just think he's going to get in his way. So we're sacrificing, maybe he won't be as good this year, but we're sort of looking at the future there with letting him go. The other players we've let go, Aldair Neto has officially left now with his contract up. He was a good player for us. Jordan Jones just never really worked out how I would have hoped. And they're sort of the big 4, and a couple of other youngsters and fringe players have left as well. But there's the guys that have left. Neto and Vokes, I think, are the big 2 there. All right, well, Zach, welcome to Bala Town. I'm sure you're going to be a roaring success here. If there's anything at all you need, you know where to find me, all right, mate? All right, take care. Hello? Oh, Louis Gray. Louis Gray, how can I help you, mate? You're concerned the new signing might take some playing time away from you. A legitimate concern, mate. He most definitely will be doing that. Why? Because he is just so much better than you are. So, big breaking news, we have a new goalkeeper. Louis Gray is upset, but as we can see here, the new guy, Zach Jaycock, I guess you'd pronounce it, in the blue is almost across the board a better goalkeeper than Louis Gray ever was. Now, he's pissed off about it. There's nothing we can really do. To be honest, it says he's first choice. He's third choice now. I think he's probably going to... We'll look to maybe get him out now it's happened. But let's have a look at the new boy and who we have signed here. It is Zach Jaycock. We've signed him for £25,000, subject to, what was the add-ons we had here? There was an add-on of some, league appearance, 50 games, then it'll be 26. He was transfer listed at Birmingham City, for £47,500, I think. So what I've done is I basically will pay a little bit more, about £3,500-4,000 more if he gets the 50 games. But chances are, I'm hoping anyway, we might actually look to upgrade goalkeeper again before we ever get to him. But let's have a look at what we've signed here. £1,700 a week we're paying him. This is someone I actually was trying to sign at the end of their contract, which should have expired sort of this summer, but Birmingham City unfortunately offered him a new contract and he accepted that instead of ours. But they've now transfer listed him, so all they've really done is they've got some money out of us. But in the end, I have got my man, and I think he's a really good goalkeeper. He's just an upgrade across the park. He's got a good first touch, but decent handling as well. Kicking's okay. I just think he's a well-rounded, just a basic upgrade on everything that we've had. As I said, he has been at Birmingham City. He's played a couple of games in the Championship last year. Kept 3 clean sheets in 9 games, conceded 13 though, so he's conceded 13 goals from the other 6 games, which isn't ideal. But I think he'll do okay for us. Time will tell. But there we go. That is our new number one goalkeeper. And would you believe he has signed the day after we've registered the bloody Champions League squad, which means we'll have to go with Louis Gray and Radcliffe in the Champions League to start with. But that's okay. He is our new signing, Zach G-Cock. There's still a little bit of time, a day or so to go before the first Champions League game. Maybe time for one or two more signings. Okay, we are now at game time actually, for the first Champions League tie against our Helsinki friends. But that means it's the end of the transfer special. Now, we did, on game day here, we have got in Adam Maurice, who of course we signed from Aberdeen, I think it was, wasn't it? So he's officially joined, so we have another left winger at the club. Again, we can't register him for this first round of the Champions League, and we're a little bit thin, especially in wide areas for this tie, but hopefully we've got enough to get by because we do have reinforcements coming. So that's Adam Maurice officially joined, worth 20 grand. We're getting a bit of value to our players. Now we do have a few, just to keep you in the loop here, we do have a few players that are in on trial right now that we're evaluating. The first here is Ryan Sears, sort of a right back, centre back. We'll click on him so we can see here. So we're just seeing if we can upgrade, not so much at centre back where I still think we're relatively strong, but more at right back, sort of as Nichols, Bakari, what if we can move past them. I'm not completely convinced he's going to be that much better to make it worthwhile doing, but we'll get him in on trial and we'll have a look and see how he goes. The other ones, we have Darren Bellis here. He's not going to make it. Actually, I might as well just end that trial because, yeah, he's just not good enough. So that's him done. Mario Scuderi here, who the scouts absolutely love. Physically, he looks quite good. The main problem I have is that playing in this number 10 role, we already have weight to play there. I mean, we have Ewan Dixon, of course, our youngster that came through our academy. So I'm not sure exactly if we want to get him. I'm not sure if he's going to be good enough as a right winger, and I'm not sure if he's going to be good enough as a striker. Maybe he's physically, maybe he could be okay as a striker, but we're going to have a look at him and get him involved in some friendlies. He's only 20 as well, so there's room to improve there. But yeah, I'm unsure about Mario just yet. And the other one is Lawrence Thomas. We got him in on trial. We have offered him a contract, £200 a week. Another left wing option. He's right-footed, so he wouldn't be a great option. Maybe we could retrain him on the right as well. But just a decent youngster. £200 a week. We can't really go wrong. He's come through at Manchester City. So we'll just kind of see what happens with that. But we have offered him a contract, and we'll kind of see where that takes us. So that, as I said, is the end of the transfer special. Let's have a look at where we are at as we begin the season. Now, if we look at sort of the team that we have here, the strikers that we have, Bruce Anderson, he hasn't done too well in pre-season, but he's good. He'll be fine. Damien Allmark, of course, is still at the club. Youngster Guto Kingsley, who I think is going to be ready for game time. Maybe not at European level, but certainly at domestic level. Serafino is still around. I'm still not sure what to do with him. I might look to loan him out. I might look to sell. We've still got, obviously, with July 12th. There's still a long time to go in the transfer window yet. Ewan Dixon can play up top as well, though he'll typically be used more in the number 10 role. Waite can play up there. Bus and Brew, obviously, still at the club for now. No one's come in for him, so I think we'll keep him because he is a legend. That's someone that goes on loan. And Buckland is the other one. Was out on loan last year, did quite well at Aberystwyth Town. So we're going to look to give him some game time. He's the reason that we got rid of Sam Vokes as well, because he's a decent target man. The only thing that he really lacks is teamwork. So hopefully we can try and coach that into him. But yeah, he's sort of the other option up front. The number 10 role, there's two main ones. It's James Waite, obviously, back from last season, and Ewan Dixon as well. And then some other guys that can fill in there. Henry Jones, we know, can do a job, and a few others, but they'll be the main two that play in there. On wide areas, this, as I said, is where we're lacking right now. Serafino can play out on the left, but typically he won't do. James Waite can do, but typically won't. Guto Kingsley can, obviously. Anderson can, and Morris as well. I'm not quite sure why he hasn't shown up there. Maybe he's going to put into the under-19s, but he can obviously play there as well. He'll be one of the main guys, as a matter of fact. On the right, it's Serafino right now. It's Waite, it's Apgareth. And of course, it's Bruce Anderson who can play up there. We have bids in for some right wingers. Once something gets across the line, obviously, I'll show you that. Central midfield, I think we're not doing too badly here. Daniel Williams is a good option. We saw him last season. Sam York, the new guy, is a good option there. We also, of course, have Vieira, who we're keeping for now. as a good option. Mighty Moo, who is transfer listed, no one's coming for him as of yet. And of course, our young guy that we got in the academy and the youth intake last season, Curtis Owen, we've called him into the senior squad, getting some mentoring, but also I think off the bench, especially domestically, he could be worth a punt. Backheel Benny, of course, still a useful player, especially domestically. Connor Parsons, we've still got him for now. Again, domestically, he's still better than most players in the league. Callum Watts, who we have transfer listed, but no one's come in for him just yet. And of course, Henry Jones can play back here if we need to. Centre-back, and centre-back is our strength, I think, as a club. We know all about Reece Williams. We know what a star he can be. Joe Lewis, as well, is a really good option for us, as long with Brandon Cooper, who we saw last year, was quite strong. Youngster Tristan Head, I don't know if we're going to see much of him, but he's too old for the under 19s right now, so he'll sort of sit around the first team. Gosney, of course, who we know is a young star. Denham, who is now actually club trained as well, so I was going to get rid of him. I'm thinking now that's really useful when it comes to registering European squads, so we may keep him now just till we get more club trained players that are sort of first team ready. Dan Evans, again, he's unhappy with me. I don't know. We may look to loan him out this year. I haven't really decided yet. And Muddy Moo, again, is an option at centre-back, but we probably won't use him there too often. Left-back, we have Ryan Burke. Back up to him, of course, is Joe Newton. We do have a couple of other options that can play out there. We do have a bid in for another left-back as well. On the right side, I am looking to strengthen here. We have Jake Nichols, of course. We have Bakari. They've both been solid for us, but I think we can maybe do a little bit better there now. And then, of course, Gosney can play out there, and there's a couple of others that can fill in as well. Goalkeeper, it is, of course, the new boy, Jekok, who we won't see in the Champions League yet, but he will be the number one this year. Radcliffe will be his number two, and, of course, Louis Gray. He got the clean sheet record last season, and I think that will be where he leaves it. We're going to change his squad status as well. But there we go. That is the team that we have coming into the beginning of the Champions League campaign. Let me know how you think we're going to go in the Champions League. Can we get past the Finnish team? I really, really hope we can. Where do I want to go here? What's the good end screen to end on here? Maurice, where did he go into the under-19? So that's why he didn't show up. Yeah, let me know what you think of the squad as well. As I said, we do still have weaknesses in wide areas, particularly on the right. Ap Gareth is not going to be good enough to get us through a season by himself. But otherwise, I'm relatively happy. But that's it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been Aussie Bill, and I'll see you tomorrow for the start of the Champions League. Take care.